I'm Joseph, and as you've probably noticed, we're not on our cherry farm today. We're actually in our local village here, and our local village, it's a gorgeous place. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the perfect distance from our farm. It's about 200-300 metres away. So it means that on a gorgeous sunny summer's day like today, we can take a stroll up here and come and have a look, maybe a drink in one of the cafes, buy some bread in the bakery. I'm actually standing next door to the bakery now. And today I'm not alone. I'm with my brother-in-law Lloyd, who you've probably seen in other episodes. He's standing behind the camera over there. And I've got my sister as well, Lucy, and I've got their little boy, George. So today they're going to show us around their new property they've just bought in the village here. Let's go take a look. Okay, so we're now here in Lloyd and Lucy's house. And Lloyd, what made you go for this house?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why we went for this house in particular. Number one being it's so close to the farm. As you know, I help the best I can on Joe's farm.
Mm-hmm.
Probably cause more havoc than good. But it's easy for me to walk to and from. It's 10-minute walk absolute at best.
Most, yeah.
B, Lucy fell in love with the property because of the view. The first thing we walked in, she saw the view. And some of you may know, we've just had our son George. He's getting just over 7 months now, so he's going to need his own room, he's going to need a bit of space.
Mm-hmm.
And this property is fantastic for it because it's got lots of room. We'll show you, it's downstairs, there's plenty of cooler rooms which are a bit further underground, which is perfect for the summer.
Absolutely ideal here in Portugal, as it does get jolly warm.
Very, very warm.
We're just starting to enter summer now, and I mean, we've had like 2 or 3 days of it, and I don't know about you, but I'm already ready for the winter to come back.
But yeah. Love it, love the winter. Chuck me in front of a fire, just not during the summer.
Beautiful. and Lloyd, can I just ask, what room are we actually in here?
Well, as we go through, this we're hoping to be the living room. Me and Lucy, we still need to speak to an architect and see how we can manipulate this house to best suit our needs, i.e. me and Lucy, we love cooking. So this room is a fair size room, so it's either going to be a living room or the kitchen.
Okay.
Because of where the water is supplied in the house, which is upstairs, this room may be better and cheaper, more cost effective to make as a living room.
Okay.
But it needs the whole house is habitable, but for considering it's our first house, me and Lucy, we're on a budget, but we want to make it the best we possibly can.
And Lloyd, can I just ask, you're talking about budget there.
Mm-hmm.
How much did this house cost, if you don't mind me asking?
We paid 15,000 plus legal fees.
Okay, yeah.
So it's incredibly cheap in terms of property in the UK or other places around the world. It is very, very cheap, but bear in mind it does need a tremendous amount of work.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. It needs a lot of work, but it's habitable. It's like I said, it's habitable.
For sure. I mean, we've only just.
That's really good.
It's extremely cheap, and that was one of the factors of why we liked it, because it suited our budget. So we've got a budget in and around £30,000, but that's for many things, i.e. the roof. That's going to be one of the first things we do. Although we can do roofing on a sheep barn, we can't do it on a house.
And especially here, because you've got this road at the front of the house here, and it's used. There's mums like Lucy with their little babies in the prams and thing. We personally wouldn't feel comfortable being up on the scaffolding with roof tiles and thing. You're better off using a professional in the village.
We're not professionals at it by any means.
Definitely.
Yeah, the roof, that's going to be the first thing, because it has got a few holes in it. It does leak a little bit. Luckily, we don't get too much rain. So roof, first protocol. Flooring, it does need new floors. New stairs as well, but all being well, that shouldn't cost us too much, and we might be able to do some of that ourselves. Definitely take it up ourselves. It needs rendering on the walls, paint, all of them things, they all add up. It's all little bits, some of it we can do ourselves. Which
Probably
is
needs
great.
like, you know, a new kitchen and...
Yeah, definitely. Kitchen, bathroom. This is a very strange thing about this house. It's got a bathroom and a shower outside, in its own sort of like concealed room, but it's outside rather than being inside. So that's something else the architect has sort of spoke to us about regarding where can we put the bathroom, because if we're on a budget, it saves bringing pipes in and around the house. If there's a room closest to the water pipes, it's going to save us money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work, but there is a lot of upside to this property considering how cheap it was. The front of the house, bar a lick of paint, it's got brand new doors and windows on it, so the front looks fantastic.
So when you're talking about for a €15,000 investment, that's amazing.
That's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, there is thousands of properties for sale in Portugal, but this one was just right for us. It was right, perfect location.
Yeah.
Lucy liked the view. It's actually a much bigger house than what we need. From the outside, it almost looks like 3 very small flats put together, which makes one big house, which is ideal for me. And
what is the square meterage on the house? What is the size of the house?
Everything included is 90 square meters.
So that's a real nice. That's a nice size for the 3 of you. That's a fantastic size.
It's perfect, and considering it's where we're located in the village, it's an absolute hidden gem because it's got a little garden outside. Yeah. Which is great for George and great for us. We can start robbing some tomato plants and whatnot for ourselves around the back.
And so you don't really want, assuming you don't really want a big garden here, because you're going to be working on the farm with me back at home. So the last thing you want to do is come back home and
that's right. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. You don't want to do your day job and then come home and start all over again. But also a massive upside to this house, especially with having George as well. There's a Apply Funeral just down the road. The road to get to it is just there. You can walk to it. It's so quick and easy, and it's gorgeous.
And for people that don't know what Lloyd said just then, he said in Portuguese that there's a praia fluvial. So that's a river beach. So that's in the summer they dam up these sections of the river and they create like natural swimming pools. So they're fantastic. So I'm sure George is going to have many fun days in the summer down there when he's a bit older.
Hopefully you can burn out some energy. Yeah, burn out some energy down there, bless you.
Okay, let's go and take a look around the house, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's go.
So this wall here we're gonna take away and try and open the room up a little bit. Because of this wall, it's so solid. The architect said we can have a floating staircase, and that'll be more than enough to support stairs going forward.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
I want to show you this one. Right. So this room here is, after speaking to the architect, it makes it convenient to make this the kitchen area.
Okay.
Now, just come through from the living room. Both of these rooms have an identical room behind it. Both the same size, but we're looking to knock through this false wall here and make this entire room the kitchen area.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's also got a fantastic seating area, so you can have a coffee in the mornings and look out at the mountains.
I was going to mention those granite seats, they're absolutely spectacular. I can imagine sitting there, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go...
Yeah, I want to show you one of these rooms, just because there's a window that faces outside, and I think it's going to be a great addition to the kitchen.
Okay, fantastic, let's go.
So, this room here, it used to be a bedroom by the previous owners, but we think it's a little bit too small, and it's going to make more sense to just open this room up and make it one entire big kitchen.
Yeah.
Plus we've got the view out in the garden. It's a little overgrown at the minute, but Be nice looking out there, doing some cooking.
Fantastic, yeah, I can imagine that, and that's going to make a real nice sized kitchen there.
Nice sized kitchen, because the kitchen is where we're going to spend a lot of our time.
Yeah.
But let me show you upstairs. Let me show you another room up there.
Let's go. Okay, so we're upstairs, and this is a little bit of an odd shaped sort of room, really.
Yes. After thinking about it, and it was a fantastic idea by the architect to come just to have a look and give us some ideas. It's very odd. It slants down and it creates a very small space. As you can see, the previous owners kept this as the kitchen, but because of the fireplace and just the way everything's sort of situated, we want to have a big kitchen, hence why we want it downstairs. Mm-hmm. But this area, we're going to absolutely transform it, because ideally we want to, well, it depends on the planning permission and the architect, but we want to knock the roof down where it slants and make a fantastic like balcony, because you've got such a good view there. Might as well make, well, what the architect said to me was, utilise the space that you have. Okay, so this room, because it slants down and it is quite small and it's not very tall at all. Right. So we're gonna make, where it slants down, make that into the balcony area, making the most of that space.
So from there, facing the front of the house. From here
backwards, facing the front of the house and the mountain.
Okay.
This area here we're gonna make into Lucy's office, mm-hmm. Which will be a fantastic space for her. We're not sure on what's going to happen, because we've got a beautiful fireplace there. I'd like to keep it in, but it does take up a lot of space, and I'm unsure on if that gives any sort of structure to the building. Yeah. I'm not sure. It's something the architect will have to look into.
Maybe even cap it off and have a wood burner downstairs or something in the lounge, perhaps.
Quite possibly, possibly. But it's a nice part of the house. I mean, this door leads to the garden, and I just think it's going to be a nice open area, you know.
Fantastic, yeah.
It's making the most of the room itself.
Everything you're saying, I can picture it in my head, and it's gonna look really nice. It's gonna be a little while getting everything ready. I mean,
it's not going to be a quick.
First
project.
First step is going to be getting the planning permission and things like that.
The architect has told us 6 months minimum for any planning permission on the property, but we've been told it's possible to raise the roof on the opposite side of the house, mm-hmm. but not this one, because this the way the houses are positioned, they naturally drop. So if we raise the roof,
so you've got the neighbour is taller, and then you're there, and the next neighbour's down. Okay,
that's right. Yeah. And after speaking to the architect, she said can't raise the roof. Hence why she suggested to utilise it by making a balcony area.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So, like you say, it's going to take probably 6 months minimum to get the planning. So there's not going to be too much going on inside here until that's done.
No, there's not much I can do, apart from I can try and clear some stuff out, just to make it ready. So when the builders come in or any work does happen, we can just crack straight on. But like anything in Portugal, it takes time.
Okay, so like you say, it's going to be a while for the planning to be done. So it's going to take at least 6 months on that. So what we're going to do is keep coming back to the house and showing anything that we can do. But it's probably not going to be too soon that we're back now.
Yeah. It's not a quick progress, but we'll keep you updated on everything.
And you'll definitely have us back to film and show what works are going on with you.
100%. You're welcome anytime. You never know, you might even help with some of the clearing.
Maybe not, I don't know. Okay, we'll see you next time then, definitely. Okay, so we've looked around Lloyd's house, and typical of most villages in central Portugal, this village here, our village, it has an absolutely bustling community. It's fantastic. It's got some lovely businesses here. It's got a couple of bakeries. One's just at the top of Lloyd's Road here. It's got a hairdresser's just opposite here. It's got a butcher's shop, 2 mini markets. What else has it got? It's got a park. It's got 8 cafes, and also it's got a fantastic restaurant. So Lloyd's going to go lock up the house now, and then we'll go there for a spot of lunch, I think. So me and Lloyd are now here at our local restaurant, our local cafe, and they do a fantastic meal here. They do prato do dia. They do it across the whole of Portugal, and it means meal of the day. And the fantastic thing about meal of the day is it's so cheap. It's ridiculously cheap. It comes in at about €6 a head. It's fantastic, and you get soup to start. You get your main course. There's only a couple of dishes to choose from because it's a set meal, and normally you get like either one fish and one meat, or perhaps a white meat and a red meat to choose from, and you get a dessert thrown in as well, and it's just marvellous.
It's always different as well.
So I think the options today were octopus rice, and that's what Lloyd's going to have. I'm going to have loin of pork, and I think they also had grilled pork belly. So yeah, a nice few options. Lucy has had to go home now. She's gone to feed George, I think, so she's gone home.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna stay out and have a boys' afternoon, looking out over the views and having a wine or two. I think you're gonna have a beer, aren't you? Lovely food here. Looks really nice. Okay, me and Lloyd have been to the restaurant. It was absolutely marvellous. We really love that restaurant. We go up there relatively often, maybe too often in actual fact. But I had grilled pork loin, and Lloyd had octopus rice, and that was really, really lovely, absolutely gorgeous. Now I've just walked down from the restaurant, straight down the hill and into the valley. We've got one of these prior fluvials here, and that's like a freshwater river beach. And the water here in the summer, they dam up the end of the river with these iron boards, and it raises the water height, and it makes this big, beautiful natural swimming pool. And a lot of central Portuguese villages will have these, and if your village doesn't have one of these, you can pretty much guarantee that there's going to be a village nearby that does have one, and they're absolutely stunning. This one has just been reconstructed. It was very old and rustic, and I thought it was beautiful, but very old and rustic. But they've just redone it all, and it's stunning now. It's got this lovely cafe behind me here. It's not open yet, but that's going to open in about half an hour or so, I think. And they do burgers and hot dogs and coffees, beers, wines and things like that, and the kids can swim in there nice and safely. And I tell you one thing that we always talk about at home, it's really nice to see how clean the place are kept. You can probably see there's a van in the background over there. They're now trimming the grasses, ready for everyone to come and sunbathe for the afternoon. And there's no smashed glass around, there's no rubbish, it's totally clean, and they're all pretty much like that here in central Portugal. So it's really nice to let the kids have a swim while you sit at the bar and have a beer or a coffee. So yeah, let's go have a look around. Okay, you can see behind me over there where they've dammed the river up here, and it's gone to a nice depth of about 2 meters, 182 meters in the deep end there. In the shallow end here, it's just looking over the top of the rocks, so kids could paddle in there and things. It's perfect. The first family's just pulled up in their car. They're going to go for a swim, I think. So I'm going to go up to the rooftop bar over there, have a coffee, and then I'm going to go back to the farm, do a little bit of work this afternoon. Okay, we're back on the farm now. We had an absolutely lovely morning out. Went to the village and done quite a few nice things. I thought I'd show you. We've got the mother duck over here who was sitting on that nest that I showed you a couple of weeks back, and she actually hatched out 7 little ducklings. Unfortunately, it happens sometimes. Unfortunately, one of them didn't make it out of the nest on the first day, so only 6 made it out. I don't know what happened there, but it's sort of normal, unfortunately. But yeah, so she's got 6 little ducklings, and she's teaching them how to swim now. They're spending their first 2 or 3 days out of the nest now and on the farm. Bless them. She's doing a fantastic job as a mum, and yeah, they're all nice and healthy and looking really good. We've got one more Muscovy duck in there sitting on a clutch of eggs. I'm not sure how many she's sitting on. I think roughly 10 eggs. So we're hoping for another 6 or 7 ducklings from her. That would be lovely. And a little handy hint is if you've got some broody poultry, some ducks or chickens or something like that, you can put other breeds' eggs underneath them and they'll raise them as if they're their own. So a chicken can raise ducklings, or a duck can raise chicks, or turkey poults or something like that, which is fantastic if you've got some fertile eggs, but you've only got a broody hen and you've got duck eggs or something like that. But yeah, a little hint is you're probably pretty much always best to use a chicken for your brooding out, especially if you've got a big water source nearby, because a duck will raise out chicks as if they're ducklings, and she'll try and take them swimming like this mum's doing here, and she won't realise that the young chicks can't swim. But a chicken will raise ducklings as if they're chicks, and she won't take them to the river, so it's a safer alternative. But yeah. So she's doing fantastic. Now I'm hoping next week we'll have some more ducklings from the other one. Okay, we've done our hive inspection there. All the hives look really well. I didn't have the camera on too much inside there because we just had our hands full with the water jugs and the hive tools and things. So yeah, the hives look fantastic. We've got one really strong hive with a honey super on the top there. We've got another strong hive that's just about to have a honey super on top. I'll probably put that on in the next couple of days. That's in the middle there. The small hive, that's a split that I made this year. That one, it's doing pretty well. I think I'll put a second deep on it now. Please, if you're a beekeeper in the comments, then please let me know if I'm doing right or doing wrong. I'm a novice, so I don't know. But looks really well. I mean, the frames are jolly heavy when you pull them out with the hive tool. I think each honey frame probably has about two and a bit, maybe 2.5 kilos of honey inside. Yeah, we found all of the queens. The brood has got they've got lots of capped brood in there and uncapped brood, and yeah, the hives are looking fantastic. I think we're gonna probably do a mini honey harvest in the next maybe the next couple of weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks time, and then a bigger harvest at the end of the year. So yeah, our first honey shortly on the farm. So looking forward to that. Come on, Lil. Happy come on. Good girl. So, it's been a calm and a relaxing week this week on the farm, as we're in between seasons and in between jobs. So it's been nice that we've took a break, we've hung our ladders up now and packed away all of our buckets from cherry picking. And that's meant that we've had a little bit of time away from the farm, so we've been able to go up into the village, have a nice meal and do some out of work activities, which has been lovely. Especially so considering it's now the beginning of the summer, and it's getting nice and warm now. It's been in the mid-30s pretty much every day this week. So yeah, so we've got no more cherries now, but we have got figs, plums and neshberas coming. So I'm sure there'll be some recipes of those coming up next week. We've had the mother duck hatch out some little ducklings. She's got 6 little ducklings, and they're all doing really fantastic. So I'm super pleased about that. And we've done a hive inspection on the bees. We've done that, and they all seem to be going really well. They've got some nice amount of honey in there. So I'm expecting to do a honey harvest in the next month or month and a half, something like that. So that'll be nice to finally get some honey on the farm as well. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it. Truly we do. And if you liked our little video, it would mean the absolute world to us if you could like, subscribe, and check back again next week and see what we do. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching.